So Trump's been making a lot of executive orders lately, and I thought I would take a moment to go through them and see what they're all about. Executive Order: Minimizing the Economic Burden of the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act pending repeal. This basically guts out Obamacare and ultimately wants to end it. Memorandum for the heads of the executive department and agencies. This is basically saying that Papa Trump has to say, yes, you're allowed to do X, Y, or Z when it comes to a health, safety, financial, or national security matter. Presidential Memorandum regarding the Mexico City policy. I want you guys to hear that name. Presidential Memorandum regarding the Mexico City policy. Does that sound like it has anything to do with abortion? Anything at all? 'Cause it does. This act is really to ensure that taxpayer dollars don't go to fund any organization that gives or participates in abortions. So no taxpayer money is allowed to go to any hospital that provides abortions. That is some snake in the grass language right there. Presidential Memorandum regarding withdrawal of the United States from the Trans-Pacific Partnership Negotiations and Agreement. Alright, look, this is something good. The TPP was something that shipped jobs out of the United States. If this works the way I'm sure he wants it to work, I can kind of get behind this. Presidential Memorandum regarding the hiring freeze. It's a hiring freeze, except when it comes to vital roles in our government and the military. It's very clear that Trump wants to be a war president, as you'll see in later executive orders. Presidential Memorandum regarding the construction of the Keystone XL pipeline. The problem with this is it breaks American treaties. And on top of that, he claims it's going to make a lot of jobs. And these are the kind of things where I want to scream, think about what you're saying here. In the short run, he's right. It's going to make a lot of jobs. But how are we moving oil as it is? We have truckers. We have people that truck product from point A to point B. If you make a pipeline, you're literally getting rid of that. In the long run, it's not going to make jobs, and that's the problem with this order. And also, it breaks American treaties. Don't misunderstand me. Executive Order expanding environmental reviews and approvals for high-priority infrastructure projects. This is a hard one. It's a this for that. This would be cutting out a lot of red tape. And for me, it's somewhat of a gray area. There are times when environmental protection is good. I agree with it. There are also times where it can be misused and abused. Presidential Memorandum regarding construction of American pipelines. This is pretty much what it sounds like. He wants companies that are making pipelines specifically to use American steel for those projects. Presidential Memorandum streamlining, permitting, and reducing regulatory burdens for domestic manufacturing. This is a really nebulously worded deregulation order. Executive Order enhancing public safety to the interior of the United States. This is a deportation order that targets 7 groups. If you were convicted of a crime, charged with a crime, who has committed a chargeable offense, has misrepresented themselves to the government, has abused a welfare program, who is under deportation order, or who may, in the judgment of an immigration officer, otherwise pose a risk to public safety or national security. Executive Order, Border Security and Immigration Enforcement Improvements. This is the build the wall order he basically campaigned on. He wants to build that wall. Presidential Memorandum plan to defeat the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. He's basically saying, we're going to make a plan, we're going to kill ISIS. That goes back to his order. We have the hiring freeze, except for when it comes to the military. He wants to go to war. He is a war president. Presidential Memorandum, organization of the National Security Council and the Homeland Security Council. This is basically for Steve Bannon. You're in. Welcome to Chief Strategist. Executive Order, Ethics Commitments by Executive Branch Appointees. This is a lobbyist ban. It actually strengthens the ban submitted by Obama, which, instead of a 2-year ban, changes it to a 5-year ban for lobbyists. So, in a nutshell, those were the executive orders that Trump has submitted so far. I'm sure there's going to be many more.